Good afternoon. Sorry about this sweater situation. It's on backwards because I was wearing my usual sundress around the house and a sweater, but it's too cleavagey for a video for YouTube, so if I turn the sweater around, it looks like a turtleneck, and nobody knows. But I'm so tired today. Anyway, I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were having this conversation about Christians, and it made me think about, what does it mean if somebody says they're a Christian, right? Because their point was they've never met like a real Christian. And I get what they're saying, because I feel like, well, I've met probably 3 real Christians in my life. But I think we're using that same standard of perfection, right? Who do you know? Who have you ever met that's whatever, perfect enough, holy enough, good enough, pure enough to be worthy of the name Christian, right? And so that's why he's like, I've never met any. And I was like, yeah, I met 3. But afterwards I was thinking about that, and I was like, that was such a wrong conversation for both of us to be engaging in. Because that is not what Christianity is about. It's not about, it's not about being oh so good, right? It's not about being perfect and being holy and being right in all the ways. And then you can, being like the most forgiving and loving human in the world. And now you can call yourself a Christian, right? It's not about you're so loving to just absolutely everybody, and you do everything right all the time, and you never make mistakes, and you can call yourself a Christian. Then that's the opposite of Christianity. So it's just been in the back of my mind today. Like, I want to go rehab that conversation. Of course we can't, because it was on text, and you can't like unhave it. It's documented. And yet it wasn't a good conversation, So I don't even know how I would rehab it if I were to rehab that conversation, but I think it's more like it's okay to be broken and to be impure and to be unforgiving and to be judgmental and to be somebody who swears or has too much sex or is doing too much drugs or whatever the problem is, right? Jesus says it's not the healthy who need a doctor, right? It's the sick, right? The broken. Those are the people, it's the sinners, right, that he hung out with. Those are the people that he loved and was here to heal. So it's about knowing that, or being open to accepting that help. and letting God change you. And it takes time. It takes a lifetime. It takes a long, long, long time. And so that's why you look around at all the other Christians and you're like, none of these people are Christian. Because they're just, yeah? I'm almost done, sweetie. He's going to bed. He has to work early in the morning. He's sick, actually. But anyway, none of these people are like perfect or good enough or right enough or holy enough when they're all walking around claiming to be Christians, and you look at them and you're like, these people are a bunch of hypocrites. And it's true. We are. We're not perfect. And I experienced a lot of that too as a new believer, as a new Christian, as the baby Christian, from the lifetime Christians, from the people who've been calling themselves Christian for 20, 30, 40 years, would look at me like, she's not a Christian. She still swears. She still is doing this or that or whatever. She's not in Christ. And I've done it to other people. I'm like, this person, it was so nasty to me. They're not in Christ. I don't see how they could possibly be in Christ, you know? So we do it to each other. And it's a really hard dynamic to like navigate. I think for people who aren't Christians and also for people who are Christians. But the reality is, we are all broken in our various ways. And for anybody, Christian or not, to claim that they're not broken somehow would be false. You know, everybody is unwell in some way. Everyone is imperfect in some way. So I think the difference is that the Christians are trying to follow Jesus' way and follow Jesus and are in the process of being healed. And it's not overnight, it's not instantaneous. So I don't really have a point though. Other than now I have to go rehab that conversation. I probably won't rehab it, I'll probably just drop it, but still. Anyway, I'm not going to read anything tonight. I'm super tired. I had a really lazy 2 days. Probably because my son is sick and my daughter was here, and I'm just kind of coming off of like a relatively stressful period, but I keep thinking I'm going to be more productive than I am and get more stuff done than I have been, and so it's been kind of like a 2-day break. I'm happy with myself if I get some dishes done tonight. Like, that's probably about it. It's not like I'm doing nothing. I do work full time and I'm a single parent, and my average life is not as easy as maybe some other people's, right? Obviously, well, I won't even go into it, but that's a whole different conversation, right? Like, what is stressful to person A maybe isn't stressful to person B with their resources or their supports. But that's a different conversation. I'm really tired today. Anyway, so I think I am just gonna do some dishes and go to bed. Try to like get enough sleep and make sure I don't get sick with whatever my son has. I mean, he had a COVID test. It wasn't COVID when we tested. I think it's probably just a regular cold. But he asked me to bring his laundry up from downstairs, and then I really got to get these dishes, and I do not want to start a 3rd day in a row with dirty dishes. Anyway, I just I have nothing to say. But I wanted to mention that about my conversation from the other day, since it kind of applies. So I hope you are having an awesome day. Take care.